Welcome back, traders and investors. Everything's working fine here at the Benzinga production studio without Joe here. Just a quick joke. Not you, Joe, the other Joe. But
Okay.
we have Joe
Mighty
Gits.
Joe Young.
Yes, exactly. Joe Gits, president and CEO of Social Market Analytics, and he uses the information from out there on Twitter, in the Twitter sphere, to come up with trading ideas. Joe, you're always in a good mood on Fridays. The trend continuing.
Yes, the trend is absolutely continuing. I love Fridays. Favorite day of the week. Yeah, so things are looking positive for the markets this morning, guys. I have to hunt around to find something negative today. But,
was it positive? Was it positive before the non-farm payrolls came out?
It was positive. It's been positive all morning. So just as an example, I only have 2 statistical negatives this morning on our bottom 10. Of course, Staples.
Oh.
And Sprint Nextel Corp.
Okay.
Are the only 2 that are really below -2 this morning. And then someone asked about AKAM, and that was a -1.36. But the top 10 are all extremely positive today. So and this was well before our Edge Report subscribers got this information at 7:10, and well early today.
Ahead of the S&P future.
7:10, which would be 8:10. Joe talks Central Standard Time there.
I talk that strange Central Standard Time language.
What are the top 10? Fly down.
All right, so let's go through top 10. The top 3 I think are earnings plays this morning. ERII, Energy Recovery Inc.
Yeah.
BYD.
That one's positive. ERII.
ERII has an S score of 4.19.
It's down 40 cents here, so you have a reversal there.
Yeah, you know what? I had a scary one yesterday. Children's Place.
Oh yeah, PLC.
I stepped in front of Children's Place yesterday, and it worked out. It worked out pretty well. But that one, that was a scary one yesterday. So what people are saying this morning, ERII, pretty much everyone's saying a lot of technical conversations on ERII. So that might be more in your guys' wheelhouse than mine. But they're saying that it's going to move higher today.
Okay. All right. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. All right. So let me go back to the dashboard. Twitter. Wrong one. That's my watch list. Boyd Gaming.
BYD
is number. BYD. Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice. I had one of those for the first time there last week when I was in Denver. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Choices. JMBA.
Did you get an energy boost? Did you get the energy boost?
I had one of the veggie ones. I was with my wife. She makes me drink my vegetables all the time, so we had the veggie one. It was actually not bad.
You drink your vegetables? What do you got? No teeth or something, or what?
No, it's called when you're on the road and you don't want to go eat a burger for a breakfast sandwich. You want to eat something healthier, so they blend up your vegetables for you. So it's good.
That's right. All right, number 4, Finisar, FNSR, Networking Communications. Which I thought was interesting. There's a lot of communications on the list today, and when I look at it, just to sidetrack here for a second, but the top industries and sectors this morning, the number 1 industry was pollution treatment and controls, and wireless communication was actually a negative S score today, and we got a lot of communication on the top list, which I thought was very interesting. So there's a dichotomy there.
What else you got, Joe?
All right, everyone's like, what is he talking about? International Gaming Technology, IGT. That's a 3.69. WOOF, VCA, Veterinary Centers of America. WOOF.
That's an awesome ticker symbol.
Woof.
Yeah, it is.
That should just go higher just because of the ticker symbol. That's creative right there. Look at that chart, Joel. That thing's been breaking out.
A DJ from the chat room is he's trailing your pre-market report, and once again, you're giving us information. What's the best way to use this, and also how, like you mentioned that Children's Place, how do you use the info and trade with it?
So yesterday on Children's Place, I saw the sentiment score on Children's Place, and it was ridiculously high. I saw the dispersion. The dispersion was very high, meaning that there was a broad base of discussion. And so dispersion measures the breadth. So it's a weak signal if you have one person sending out all the tweets. It's a stronger signal if you have a lot of people sending out the individual tweets. And so I saw that the dispersion on that was really high and the volume on that was really high, and it looked like it was going to open much lower. And those three things together said, okay, this is a buy.
Okay, so the information but as far as setups go, I mean, are you a technical guy at all? I mean, when you looking at this this Jamba Juice here, I mean, this thing's sticking out to me here. This $13 level.
JMBA, yeah.
Yeah, JMBA. I mean, this $13 level's been holding for a while. Do you get the information and then go to the charts, or do you just try?
I will definitely look at the charts, but you guys are far and away better technical people than I am. And I would not say I'm a technician at all. I see some cones in there. I see more cones than other patterns, I would say. But I would not call myself a real technical guy. I'll look and eyeball if there are any support and resistance there, and if there is, I'll wait and see what direction it's going to break. But I would say that your viewers are probably better technicians than I am. I'm looking for the broad opinion and combine the broad opinion with the sentiment, and that's where I usually go from there. And then I'll watch it pretty closely too, because if it's opening up down and it goes lower, I'll get out.
Okay,
this is another nice tool to add to your trading toolbox is what Joe's offering you here. Something to put with your technical something. It's all just tools. It's what everybody's trying to do. Yeah, and it's a nice tool, and it's something different that not a lot of other people have, not a lot of other people are doing. That's why it's a cool tool to have.
Yeah, and so for me, it brings trades that I'm going to look at Twitter, I'm going to look at Facebook, I'm going to look at GM every day. This brings me securities that I wouldn't normally think of that I know are going to move, so it's a good chance to take a couple points out of a security that I wouldn't trade. And like Woof, who woke up today saying they're going to trade Woof? You know, and that's in our hedge fund clients. That's the kind of stuff that they like because it finds opportunities that they're not watching. You don't need social media to tell you about Twitter, right, you know, or Apple,
right?
Because you're going to watch that every day. Apple and Twitter are absolute zeros today, so there's no sentiment at all on that.
How about this FireEye? They come out with the secondary at 82. The stock's had a major run. They're whooping this thing in the pre-market.
What's the symbol?
FEYE, FireEye. And they're doing a secondary here at 82. They sold it off here. Haven't quite got.
I don't have any volume on that one. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Violin Maker is asking, does the higher composite number have more confident, or is it a or is it a cutoff number that it is, that is in the good category?
That's a great question. The higher the number, the more positive the conversation is. On the long side, we found that the statistical significance is 2 standard deviations. So when that S score is greater than 2, that's really positive. You'll usually get 1 or 2 that are greater than 4, and that's extremely positive. So, for example, the top 3, they happen to be earnings plays today, are all greater than 4. Now, on the negative side, it's usually 3. So for you active traders out there, if you get a 2, if you get right around the 2 on the negative side, you can look for a bounce there. And we've got some statistics on this. So -2, it'll open down significantly and look for a bounce. If it's -3, it's going to 0.
Okay, all right. That's sound like you went to my school of trading. Let's go to a few here from our chat room. SFUN. This stock has just been on a major run here for Violin Maker. You got any? You getting any singles?
I got nothing on SFUN. Okay. No statistical volume. So what we're doing is we're looking for the filtered data, so the intentions of professional investors. And so when I say I've got no data, I've got no certified tweets from certified accounts on that.
Okay.
So there are probably tweets out there, but they haven't been certified by us.
I got one for you. Big Lots, BIG. You got anything on that? It's cooked up a pretty good earnings report here this morning. It's popping $5 here now, which is a lot.
Whoa.
This is one that I think is a little bit overdone. What are your numbers showing there?
We're getting a lot of volatility, and it's right now it's a 1.7 positive. So it's not statistically significant, but but the volume is increasing dramatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do these numbers change? Like, do you see a
flip
sometimes? Yeah, they flop around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one that I thought that's interesting that's changing higher. Kroger is popping in and out of the top 10. So Kroger is moving around a lot. KR. I think that's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on today.
How about YY?
Why?
I think we're getting into some obscure ones here. Yeah, it's
I don't know if it's going to be anything
yeah.
on
You
that
got
one.
anything on that?
ADR.
Yeah.
No, and then
How about BlackBerry?
oh yeah, boy, that one's
$10, the big level on that thing. It held yesterday.
Yeah, they.
nope, not getting a lot of talk today on that one.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Go to the
surprised by
big
that one.
guns. Go to the big guns that everybody likes to trade every day. Like, what's Apple saying, first of all?
Apple's up there every day. All right, so let me
They
see what's
positive
going
or negative on Apple today?
on. All right, Apple's neutral.
Neutral.
0.091, negative 0.091. Volume's consistent.
Tesla?
And
How about Tesla?
TSLA, yeah.
I was looking at this one yesterday, and you've had the run up, you've had the consolidation, couple days of tight ranges. We're considerably away from that 250 level, 249.45 low yesterday.
Negative zero point 0.6. Tesla's a good social media stock.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit negative.
Okay. Slightly negative. Under 250, this thing could really fall, but having a little bit of consolidation. How about GoGo? GOGO. Got an upgrade today, right?
SAC Cap, not an upgrade. SAC
Oh,
Capital announcing position last night.
Slightly positive. Slightly positive for GOGO.
Priceline. What about the $1,000 stocks? Let's go to Priceline. That thing looks like it's gearing and getting ready to break out here. And in the pre-market, it actually is breaking out, I believe, to new all-time highs. Are kissing up against them. 1375, the high on February 26th. Trading 1374 right here, right now. Gearing up to break out. What's the
Priceline, negative 0.552. Not statistically significant, but it's and you're just standard. A lot of robo tweets coming in on Priceline today, and those are typically quite as strong.
Robo tweets. Talk about that. What is that?
Yeah,
A robo tweet is an automatically generated tweet, and they typically say top positive movers, top negative movers, support, resistance. So they're tweets that are generated by computers as opposed to by people. For example, we send out robo tweets. So 5 times a day we send out top and bottom sentiment security through SMA info account, and those are typically don't have the insight that a lot of other signals have.
What's your Twitter account? Give it to us, because some of your
SMA
listeners probably want to follow.
info. Yeah, SMA info.
SMA info.
Yeah, and we tweet out top and bottom securities multiple times a day. Interesting commentary. We also tweet occasionally some penny stock stuff. So it's an interesting account. But you got to keep in mind that it's an account for people that want to get that kind of stuff, because we don't do a lot of commentary. It's mostly auto stuff.
Well, I got you one follower there, Joe, because I just followed you.
Hey,
All right.
Hey, Joe, how long have you been putting out this data for?
We have data going back to 2011. We've really been selling it since April of last year, and most of our accounts are hedge funds, and they take it programmatically and put it into their algo. So they've been getting it for close to 2 years, the hedge funds. And we've got statistical significance on this data. So you'll see that our top S scores, our 2 or higher, outperformed the S&P by about 50% over the last 2 years.
Okay, because DJ's asking about how consistent the data is, and mean, it's so there is some statistical significance.
Oh yeah. So our Sharpe ratio on the S score greater than 2 is 2.2 is a single factor model. So that's very statistically significant, and even so, that's S score greater than 2, S score from 1 to 2, and these are all open to close. So they statistically move higher open to close. On the negative side, they've underperformed the S&P by about 10%, somewhere around there. So it is statistically significant. And that when we give our data, our historical data, to our hedge fund clients, that's the first thing they run. They run the regressions. They run the statistical analysis. The beta on the long side is a 1.03. So your statistical alpha there. So your alpha, in addition to excess return, is 12%. So our clients are making a significant amount of money with this data.
Right, but they're using it with other things. Okay, one more.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's what I call prescription medication.
Okay, ARTX. That is Aerotech. This thing's gone from 250 to 468
Wow.
yesterday. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing a pretty good job on that. You getting any?
Yeah, the people are talking. That one's mostly people talking about what happened yesterday. It's slightly positive, 1.8.
I would just going back if you're looking at this thing, if you're trading this today, J Dot. You had a high back in December 2007 at 487. 20 cents away from there. Also a nice round number like $5. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then Joe, just one last question for you today.
Yeah.
Do you find that it's better? I mean, we haven't had many down days, but just seems like everyone's so positive and the markets are good. Do you think there's more statistical significance in your data on up days than is down days?
That's a great question. On the up days, our ups perform better. I'm not splitting the atom there, just because you're picking good stocks. When on the down days, the shorts perform significantly better. But overall, because the market's been up trading, it's better. It's better on the long side. It's better on the long. Like I said earlier, on the short side, you get bounces if it's not 3 or lower, and 3 or lower is a pretty rare event. So I would say yes, it performs better on the long side. Yesterday, for some reason, was a really good short day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we had some really good picks on the short side yesterday.
Okay.
Last Friday was some of the picks were really good on the short side.
Can you break it down? Because I was just saying yesterday, we were saying on the show how Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.B, started breaking out here yesterday. First of all, what does it look like on BRK.B here today if you have anything? Second thing is that I've been talking about is when you see Berkshire Hathaway breaking out to new all-time highs, that's telling me that some of the value stocks might start coming to play here. Do you see anything like, that might be looking like some of the Momos might be slowing down and might be moving into value now?
Well, Berkshire Hathaway has a 2.155 right now, so that's a positive number. And they're talking about what they're seeing. The actual conversation is talking about his top 5 stocks. You guys want to hear them?
Yep.
BAC, WFC, USB, Berkshire Hathaway, Coke, American Express, and IBM. Those are his big stocks.
Yeah, those financials made a nice move, so we can see what.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just one last question: what's the usual time frame of the up move in a positive stocks correlated to the SD number?
The data has statistical significance going out up to 5 days. The short side is typically 3 days. I'd be looking at our flash report every day though, and use your other factors to determine whether or not you hold it overnight, because all of our analysis is done open to close, and then we reset first thing in the morning. So what our clients are doing is they're using their judgment at the end of the day whether or not they want to get out, and then looking at the list every morning. It's a fresh list every morning.
Okay, great. Okay, Joe, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. I'll hang out in the chat room if people want to talk.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend. Hope you feel better.